What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we're coming in with a comprehensive list of the best 5 drugs to do while you're on quarantine, lockdown, whatever your country calls it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a like if you do. And one thing I want to say right off the bat is this is not just a list of best drugs to do at home. No. This factors in the real pandemic, okay? Because here's the thing. If you take a drug that you OD on, you have to go to the hospital. If you go to the hospital, you're just going to get infected. That's game over, all right? So the risk of infection was taken into consideration with these drugs, okay? And I believe that I have come up with the best comprehensive top 5 list available. Hope you guys enjoy. Once again, drop a like if you do. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let's dive right into it. Number 5. The 5th best drug to do on quarantine. We're going to be talking about shrooms, baby. Now listen, shrooms are probably the second safest thing on this list. They're all natural. You can't really go wrong. You can't overdose. But there's a few reasons that shrooms are in 5th and not higher up. The main reason being that psychedelics are not a class of drugs that I would advise people take while on a lockdown. Here's why. I trip at home all the time, or I used to, and I took a lot of acid, and I know a lot of people do that. But when you're on a psychedelic, whether it's shrooms or acid, you have a different kind of mindset, and freedom is a big piece of that, right? You need to be able to go outside, you need to be able to go take a walk, you need to be able to take a ride up to the store. You know, it's all about that. Like, imagine if you dropped a tab and then your mom locked you in your room and like barricaded the door. Like, that sounds horrible. Right? And it's the same kind of thing with shrooms. Shrooms are one of the substances where I need to be outside pretty much whenever I'm on them. Shrooms are not something I take and stay indoors. Shrooms are something that, like, I want to be outside, right? That's not like an indoor psychedelic, really. That's the reason it's number 5. However, if you're a very experienced psych user with a fenced-in backyard, you could probably have some fun. You know, you could probably have some fun. And hey, that sounds like me. I've got a fenced-in backyard, so I might be having some fun this quarantine. But nevertheless, the only real reason shrooms are in number 5 is mainly just that reasoning. The fact that you need to be able to go outside. But I recommend still hitting your plug up for some shrooms if you're an experienced psych user. Coming in at number 4 is LSD. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like this is a very similar reason to shrooms, but acid is one where I kind of enjoy just sitting on my computer and gaming. And personally, I've done psychs enough where I feel comfortable with, you know, having the aspect of being locked in my house on a, you know, a quarantine while I'm tripping. However, for your average psych user, someone who's never dabbled in psychs, if you're like bored on quarantine and want to like try acid and figure this is a good time, it's not. Believe me, do not try acid for your first time if you are literally locked inside of your house. That's going to get ugly really quick, right? So that's not a good quarantine drug, okay? That's not going to do well. However, I will say a few things. A, masturbating on acid is pretty awesome, okay? Everyone in the comments gonna be like, man, Goblin, you jack off, man. You simp. Nah, dude. Listen. Right now, I know for a fact, probably 80% of the people watching this are on lockdown and not with a significant other. Therefore, you're going to be jacking off probably bi-daily minimum, if not more, okay? I know how you guys are. Therefore, I would recommend acid acid above shrooms solely for the aspect of beating your dick. That's literally the only reason acid is above shrooms. Now we're getting into the more interesting tiers here. Coming in at number 3, we've got ketamine. Now, ketamine is a substance that, in my opinion, is a little bit slept on. People don't really talk about it, but the main reason also is it's really hard to find. I found that the only people who ever talk about ketamine or know what the fuck I'm talking about when I bring it up is the ravers and the people who go to like EDM shows because they do every drug. But most people don't dabble in ketamine, so I'm going to take this time to kind of describe the effects. It's essentially, the nice thing about K is you get 2 different drugs in one, right? If you do a bump, like the corner of a credit card size bump, then you're going to be in this very tranquil place. You're going to be like feeling good. Your body feels great. Your mind feels great. Like you get this kind of almost clarity, I guess you could describe it. Like this just like, like all is calm kind of feeling, right? Which is very cool and perfect for quarantine. And then you do a line or a line and a half, and you do enough where you go over that threshold and get to the K-hole tier. get to the K-hole area. And that's where things get really interesting, because K-holing is like a psychedelic experience in itself, except you don't want to go outside. That is why K-holing is number 3, because some people, few and far between, actually enjoy going into the K-hole. And for those people, more power to you. But ketamine is one of those substances where it's good because I feel like there is less risk of a bad time as opposed to LSD and shrooms. That's why it is above those two. There's just a lot of potential for some quarantine fun to be had. Maybe do a bump of K off the go and play some Monopoly. I mean, I don't know. Do Twister with your family, and whoever falls first has to get K-holed. I don't know. You could do a lot of fun shit, dude. Ketamine would be a blast on quarantine, honestly. And if I still had a K-man, I'd probably be slurring my words recording this right now, honestly, because quarantine is boring as fuck. I mean, I do this every day. I just stay home and smoke weed at my computer every day, so this is not very different. But either way, let's move on to number 2. Now, in the second place position, ladies and gents, I think we can all agree. I think we can all come together and understand that weed is a very honorable and respectful number 2 substance here. Now, I don't think I need to say a ton here, because weed, it is the stay-at-home substance, right? It's the substance where you get stoned and you just sit on the couch. Who the fuck smokes weed and goes outside? What? And man, if you smoke weed and go outside, something's wrong with you. You're fucked in the head. You're a weird person, okay? Nobody does that, all right? We smoke weed. We stay inside. We watch cartoons. We watch Netflix, Ozark Season 3. We jack off after the episode. It's awesome, dude. Because here's the thing. I know what most of you guys are going to be doing during quarantine. I said this earlier and I'll say it again. It's literally video games, masturbating, and watching YouTube videos. That is everyone's whole rotation here. So there's not a lot of variety. So if these drugs don't play into that routine, then they're not getting listed. And weed is an almost perfect, down to a T play. There's just one drug that does a better job of enhancing the 3 things the trifecta, if you will, of quarantine. That just does it a bit better than weed. But in honor of weed, let's take a bong rip here. Damn, I need more water. That was dry as fuck. Damn. I gotta pour more water in this thing. Oh, damn. That was... Oh, gee. Woo! Man, we need liquid up in this bitch. Okay. All right. Anyways, hope you all smoked along with me. Let's go to the number 1 position. Fuck. Number 1, a lot of you guys probably weren't expecting this because I actually talked down on this substance quite a bit. However, I had to give an unbiased top 5, and for this particular scenario, I can fully endorse Xanax as the number 1 quarantine drug. Now, there's a lot of reasons. And the first one I'm going to talk about, the main one really, is coming down to, like, what's the worst that can happen if you pop the Xannies? Let's say you just take Xans. You don't do any other substances. Mixing them can be very dangerous. But let's say you just take some Xans, right? You sit on your couch. Let's say you pop 2 bars. The worst case scenario is you pass out. Like, if you take too much, you literally just go to bed and get a good night's rest. And then you wake up again, right? That is perfect for quarantine, right? We're not worried about long-term effects here. We're not worried about getting addicted. That's not on the table, okay? That's whatever. This is like envisioning we're on quarantine forever. Like forever and ever. There's no end, okay? So fuck addiction. We don't care about that, right? All everyone does on quarantine, like I said, jack off, YouTube, video games. All right, that's it. If there's any women out there and you're watching my videos, chances are it's probably the same routine, right? So, realistically, Xanax is perfect for this, all right? Xanax, you're playing video games. Dude, any video game is so fucking fun on Xans. You could play the stupidest, worst game ever. Big rigs, over-the-road racing, whatever the fuck it's called. You could play the shittiest game ever. You could play Spyro 10 times over. Just hop on the game. It's a good game, by the way. It's not a shit game. I'm not trying to say that. But you can play Spyro like 10 times back-to-back and never get bored or remember any of the story. So it feels fresh every time. That's the thing. Xanax makes you forget without any, like, real extreme medical downfall or like real overdose potential, honestly. Like if you're just taking prescription Xanax, there isn't a ton of overdose potential in these kind of scenarios. Like you get to play through everything, do everything 10 times over. Find a sick ass porn scene that you like, dude. Literally pop 2 Xans, beat your dick, wake up the next day, find it again, dude. You won't remember any of it. It is absolutely perfect, ladies and gentlemen. Xanax is the king of quarantine substances. And if any of you guys out there have anxiety and haven't spoken to a doctor about it, you should. But if you don't have a prescription, don't take it. Of course. Hey, YouTube monetize me. Please, dude. Please, God. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a like if you did. Be ready to tune into the late night stream tonight. It's going to be very late. I'm talking like at the earliest 10:30 p.m., but I wouldn't count on it even being that early. We're gonna be doing a super late night stream for all the OGs out there. So hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.